You can't hate on Mickey Gall. He got it done tonight, proving that he is a legit contender in that welterweight division. He picked up a second-round submission over Super Sage Northcutt. After the fight, Gall said he's changing things up a bit.
How about this?
And who's next?
I hear, first thing is, I think I'm going to drop down to 155. I'm a little young in the tooth for 170. I think I'll go down there. I'm the champion in a couple years. I'd like to welcome back Dan Hardy. If he's coming back, he says he wants to come back for a marquee fight. I think I'm a marquee fight right now.
So he was going from welterweight 170 Tyron Woodley to 155. And who's the champ at 155?
I think it's Conor McGregor. That's where he resides.
And he says he thinks he can be the champ. So at the end of the day, you have to see how it plays out. But he's trying to take that belt.
No doubt. But think of this. Mickey Gall's looked great at 170.
Okay.
Right? He would be a monster at 155 if he can cut that weight, which he'd have to do, obviously, to drop those 15 pounds to get down there to that lightweight division. That's an intriguing thought, because my initial thought is at 170, yeah, he could one day contend. But is he ready to fight the Robbie Lawlers of the world, the Tyron Woodleys of the world?
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson?
No. I mean, I can't see that yet for Mickey Gall. No fault of his own. He's 22. He's a kid. He's a babe in the sport. You go down to 55? Yeah, because then you're bigger. You're physically, he said there's some monsters up here. I think physically he feels like he might not be ready for those challenges that those grown men at 170 are going to present. You go down to 155, Mickey Gall, let's see how you carry that weight or lack weight thereof and see if you can still be that beast. But you should be physically imposing at 55. And I'd like your opportunities down there. It'd be interesting to see a fight, maybe an Eddie Alvarez on the comeback trail. Something in that maybe a Nate Diaz somewhere down the line. Remember, Nate Diaz, for as great as Nate Diaz is, he was the 5th ranked lightweight in the world. It wasn't like he was the number 1 guy at that spot. So there are fights for Mickey Gall down the road. Calling out Dan Hardy at 55 is very intriguing. I'd be interested to see it. I don't know that that's the right move for the UFC. If you're going to bring back Dan Hardy, have him put up against Mickey Gall, why have one of your guys that's clearly on the way out, if not out, in Hardy against your up-and-comers? That might not be the way that you want to go there. But there are matches to be made for him at 55, but that's a revelation.
Okay.
I'm out of 170. Bye-bye. Undefeated. Thanks. Those guys, those monsters in the top end of this division, I'm not ready for them. I'm ready for the Super Sage Northcutt.
Could be a real smart move.
But let's go down to 55 and see what's there for Mickey Gall if he's serious about cutting that weight.
But you think it's very realistic. You like all the possibilities. Do you have any issues, though, with the young guy always calling people out, though? Because I know guys like Conor do it. We've seen Habib Nurmagomedov do it. But can a guy like Mickey Gall, who barely has less than a handful of fights on his resume, should he be calling guys out?
Well, it was interesting because when he called out CM Punk, and that's how we all know who Mickey Gall is now for the notoriety he gained in that win, he wasn't even in the UFC yet. Right? So he'd won one of his regional deals, and says Dana White, who was in the audience, Dana White, feed me CM Punk. That was his line.
Okay.
Dana said, welcome to the UFC. We'll give you that. And then they had the injury, so he had to have another tune-up fight before he actually fought CM Punk, whipped him, and then said, give me Sage Northcutt. I want to punch the highlights out of his hair. And he kind of did that again tonight. And now he's calling out Dan Hardy. He's 2-0 so far in his call-outs.
Yeah.
Let's see if Dana White listens to him and says, all right, let's try to make it 3-0 and you get Dan Hardy.
We'll see how it all shakes out for sure. But Mickey Gall, his star is on the rise, made a statement, co-main event. And when you get your opportunity, you certainly want to take advantage. You want to make the most of it. And that is what Mickey Gall has done. He is undefeated at this point.
Still perfect.
In the UFC.